Okay, so we thought we would do a little recap of our 48-hour train experience.
Yes. From Kochi to Delhi.
So yeah, it started at like 3:30 in the morning. We got up and we thought it would be really easy to get an Uber or an Ola or something like that. And of course it wasn't, because Kochi's not that big, especially Fort Kochi. And so all of a sudden we felt super rushed getting to the train station. And yeah, so we finally booked a taxi because we were feeling rushed and ended up paying a little bit more. So then we got to the train station and all of a sudden we see a train there and we're asking where to go, what
No, you just start like almost like running.
No,
this way, and I have all my
okay.
I have all of my bags. I hate carrying my own bags, by the way. I have all of my bags and I'm filming. I have my camera and I'm like, my
with like
suitcase
four
is
bags
broken.
with there, 4 bags with
Suitcase
a
is
little
broken.
small rolly with half a handle.
So we actually pass our car and like we get to the front thinking that the train, because the train's there, we're thinking like the train is gonna leave, so we're rushing, like sweating. Finally we realize, okay, we passed the place, but we're still rushing. We're still like, we gotta get on there, we gotta hurry up. It was like very intense. And then we get to the car and
we're asking where to go.
Yeah.
Oh, no. First we run past, like we just kept running and running and realized that we ran completely right past the 2AC, which is what we were going in.
Yeah.
All the way to Sleeper.
Like, because I feel like when we
saw it, we saw the 2AC, and that's why I kept running that way, not realizing it would stop.
I had no idea. I don't know.
This is our first train. This is our first train.
Yeah. So we got on the train. And the train didn't leave for like another 30
minutes. Yeah, we get on the train and we were sitting there for 30 minutes and yeah, so we thought it was gonna leave, but we actually had lots of time.
Yeah. And
didn't have to run with all our stuff in our hands.
Nope. But you know, it I guess made it exciting and fun. You're trying to get on the train. But anyways, the first day we pretty much
slept. Literally. The first 24 hours flew because we were on and off sleeping.
I was on the bottom berth and she was on the top, and my berth had a window, which was really nice because I got to see the beauty of Kerala. I mean, Kerala is so freaking beautiful and lush and full of abundance and green and water and
everything.
It was just such a nice experience witnessing India from that way, which I highly recommend taking a train. Maybe not a 48-hour train.
If you want to go for the experience though.
But I'm glad I did. I did feel a little bored.
Yeah? Yeah, I don't know. I think the first day for me just flew right by because I was like on and off sleeping, and the fact that the night before we didn't really get much sleep, or she didn't get any sleep. So I slept on and off most of the time, and I think too because where I was, it was like darker with the curtains, and also this was the first time.
Pretty much like in a coffin thing.
Basically.
She had no window.
But this is the first time I've traveled in 2AC, and like I've done 3AC and Sleeper before, and those don't have curtains. They're like more open. All the berths are kind of open together, whereas especially being on the side with just the top and bottom berth and the curtains, it was a lot more closed off to the rest of the train. So it was easy for me to sleep. I don't know. I was surprised I could sleep that much.
I did sleep, but it was just
broken.
Yeah, it was. And I'm like tall. I'm like almost 6 foot. It's like the whole.
It's a coffin, kind of.
It was, yeah.
Like a little bit more luxury than a coffin, maybe.
Yeah. There's some luxury coffins. Not that I want to be in a
coffin.
Anyways. Yeah, it was kind of uncomfortable, and like the seat like folded down, so there was like a hump in the middle, but you know, I had a window, so
yeah, and watching the sunrise and stuff like that.
And then you can go outside the train, not outside the train, but like outside of the
cabin and get some fresh air with a little bit of breeze.
You can open the door, and that was pretty like amazing, just literally opening the train door as I was moving and like
feeling the fresh wind,
feeling the sank air of India. Actually, you know what, like India has a very interesting smell, but a lot of it smells like ginger and cardamom and turmeric, and then like
different spices.
Trash. Like all mixed up.
There's
into
quite
runs.
contrast. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's with where you live or food or anything like that. There's a lot of contrast.
But it has a smell, and it's like, I don't know, nice-ish.
Ish.
Head bop. So day 2, moving past day 1, because it was like whatever.
It went by fast for me.
Day 2 was like a freaking movie.
It was. Honestly, I wish we had it all on film, and that's why we're kind of doing this recap, because we missed all the good parts, really. But you can start. I mean.
Okay, so I guess. Okay, so I freak out about things in India. I freak out about is bathrooms and eating
In
Indian
general.
food, because I've gotten sick twice, so I'm kind of afraid, and I'm a bathroom snob. So anyways, I was like, oh, I'm just not gonna eat anything or drink anything, so I don't have to use the bathroom, which the first day I pretty much didn't, and of course you still have to use the bathroom because your body is just,
That's what it has to do.
releasing. So it wasn't that bad. It was just like a old school airplane. So I had decided day 2, I was like, oh, I'm actually hungry, and maybe I should actually eat some food and not eat, because this is such a long ride.
Meanwhile, I take the easy route and try ordering the catering. And so
I didn't even know about any catering. I'm like,
I didn't really have very many expectations, because I ordered the first night and it didn't come because the train was running so late. But I went for the easy route and attempted to order catering. While she's hopping off the train at a stop that's supposed to be 5 minutes.
There was a guy there who was like, oh yeah, the next stop is 5 minutes, and I was like, cool, I'll just grab like some snacks, I'll get some water, I'll get
some chips, whatever.
Yeah,
something.
just something just to hold me over. And so I get off the train, mind you, just to paint a visual, I have my backpack, I have, for whatever reason, I have my
memory card
reader out.
I don't know why.
I have inside my backpack my pouch with my money in it, and
basically everything she didn't really need to take off the train, but
no,
she did.
and everything like extremely valuable. So I wait in line, and of course what happens is people are cutting in front of me.
There's no lineups here.
So I'm like thinking, okay, the train, I have 5 minutes, y'all are not about to cut in front of me. So the next guy that tries to cut in front of me, I'm like, excuse me, hello, I'm in line, back up. And I just kind of use my height and all that, like move out the way. So I'm ordering the stuff, and then I'm like, they don't really have what I want, and I'm super picky, and then I'm like, oh, there's like some type of
pastry
thing, and I was like, maybe that would be good, let me try that. But I'm like, what is that, what's in it? I'm like asking, just doing too much. So finally I'm like, fine, I'll take that, and it turns out to be like 110 rupees. But before the guy tells me the price, he's like, oh, your train is leaving, and it's 110 rupees. And I'm like, what? I look back, it's like slowly
moving away.
So
you know, I'm watching out the window because I assumed it was 5 minutes too, but
girl, I pulled out my pouch, pulled out the 100 rupees, gave it to him. I had like 2 drinks in my hand, my bag, my pouch, my memory
everything
card,
out of her backpack,
the plate of food,
so with some red sauce on it.
So I start running towards the train. My memory card falls on the reader falls on the ground. Somehow I was able to pick it up without spilling or dropping anything else, and then magically jump onto the moving train. And this guy like pulls me up a little bit, and then the guy comes chasing after me. He hops on the train like, you owe me 10 rupees. I was like, 10 rupees? I'm not, what? Did you see what just happened? Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't even hear the 110. I heard 100 rupees, and I just
booked it.
I was not about to be stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no.
No. For 10 rupees? No, I'm not going back into my bag for 10 rupees. And he literally got, and I'm
hopped
looking
on the
at
train as it's moving, as I'm running from the window.
She's like, oh my God, I thought you were gonna like miss the train. And she's there, and the guy is like, 10 rupees, 10 rupees. And I'm like, I'm not giving you 10 rupees. It was insane. Like, and then we just started busting up laughing. Like, first of all, did that just happen? Because I was out of a movie. I was literally chasing after a moving train with everything. Her hands completely full. Like,
I
didn't even know I had that type of strength in me. But now I know I can do anything, because that was insane. Tested. I just felt like, all right, you're in India. My life is a movie, and this is a scene in a movie. Because like, when does this ever happen that you're chasing after
a moving train?
A moving train.
And hopping on. hopping on a moving train.
And I didn't even have on like sneakers. I had on like little slippers that are like
that aren't really good for running or hopping or anything.
Even walking. Like they're not even like, I don't even know why I even brought them. They're just like useless. So I'm surprised that I didn't like slide or fall. But yeah, so that happened, and then we were like sitting with the guys in the other berth. It was like 4 of them. And of course we're laughing about that, and then like it seemed like everybody just started to come around us then.
Yeah, so we went in there to plug in our electronics because there's not really a plug in the 2, and like I said before, I'm not used to having like the curtains that are kind of blocking it off. So at first I didn't really want to like interrupt, or like the one next to us, like directly next to us, there's a whole family there, so it would have been kind of awkward to just like hop in there and plug in our electronics.
Yeah.
So we hopped into one of the others just to plug our stuff in, and there's other people there, and we get chatting and stuff like that, and yeah, everyone just kind of started coming over, and we were talking about just like different traveling places. Like,
yeah, and then there's this one guy. It was so awkward. So we're sitting at the bottom, and this guy, I didn't even realize he was up at the top.
He just kind of chimes in.
But all I see is like his feet hanging over, his crusty feet hanging over, and then he just kept like adding his 2 cents in. Like, oh no, the chakras, they're actually 8 chakras, they're not 7, and like you have to do like
just every conversation that we had, it was just like him chiming in.
But it was like he was up, like we couldn't even see him, we could just see his feet and his voice, and it was just like, dude, who are you?
Yeah.
And the other guy was just being so nice and talking, but he just kept having to be like, no, actually you're wrong. He was just like I mean, he was a nice guy, but he was like Mr. Know-it-all,
for sure.
It was kind of like,
okay,
cool, you're not gonna let him finish his thought. No. And then eventually he came down. I mean, he was very helpful and knowledgeable, but it was just funny. And then like one of the guys kept snoring.
Yeah, then there was this other guy that didn't say any word. He probably doesn't speak any English, or he didn't really speak any English.
No.
And he was just up there snoring.
Yeah.
He sits down, he was snoring sitting up, he was snoring lying down.
And then the other young kid that like who they took over their seats, he just kept staring like the entire time. Oh, but the best part was when the broom comes along and like
the cleaner boy, the cutest cleaner boy ever.
The deepest dimples.
Deepest dimples.
He was in love with me.
Such a sweetheart.
He was like looking at, like just staring and
like totally flirting, like even though he spoke no English at all.
No English.
But he was flirting. He was speaking with his eyes.
He was giving me the eye, and I'm like, little boy, if you don't.
This little 20-year-old.
It was so like cute and endearing because he didn't speak the language, but like you could just tell, and he just kept coming back to clean.
Like he cleaned within like he cleaned like 3 times within the past 10 minutes.
It was
of
so
sitting there.
cute. And then he was like, selfie, let's take a selfie. And I was just like he didn't pull out his phone. I took out my phone. I'm like,
you want me to take it?
I'll take a selfie with you. Okay. I'll probably put that selfie clip in
here somewhere.
Figure out how to actually edit that in.
That'll be a pop.
But yeah, it was cute. It was, I don't know. Like,
he's just very innocent with the dimples and just the whole like.
But you know, I feel like the sitting with other people is like my favorite part of the train because it really felt like family.
Yeah, everyone was just
versus
kind of
like you
communicating
just
and
by yourself. Like the first day was boring because we're just sitting with the curtains on, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was tired, and but it was just like you got to know people and like real Indians and how they travel. Like the one guy was traveling for a job interview. Yeah, like
and like a 30-hour train, 18 hours, something like that.
Like really long. Like dang, I don't know if I would. I don't think I would do an 18-hour train for a job interview. Like that's really intense. It's just like seeing how people
get around here. I mean, it's the most affordable way of travel, so that's why most people do it. But
yeah, and I think my other favorite part outside of that was just seeing the transition from like Kochi,
just going through the different states.
Yeah, going through the different states, and especially when you got to Mumbai and you saw like how city it was, and like
then the contrast,
the slums, and that was. I mean, I've seen the slums in Delhi, but the slums in Mumbai or the outskirts of Mumbai. It was intense just seeing how people live and like that is their reality, and it just makes you very it's sad, but it also makes you very grateful and like realize
appreciative for what you have.
Fortunate, you know, we are as Westerners, but I don't know. I'm still kind of processing how I feel about the extreme contrast of India, because India is like contradiction and a lot of duality here. But yeah, overall, like, it was so exciting when we made it. It was like, I just felt like we were champions. Like, we were just like 48 hours in. Mind you, it was supposed to be 44 hours, and the train just kept stalling. It just
kept changing. And then, what was it, around like 4, around lunchtime or something like that, we were all just sitting there, and I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and like I thought I saw like a little tail or something like that, and I flinched.
Oh my god.
Yeah. this was the climax. This was just
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
yeah. And I'm like, is there a mouse on the ground? And people, I don't think they really understood what I said at first.
No.
And they're looking and they pull out the bags, like this is nothing new to them, if they even understood. They pull out the bags and like, no, it's just a wheel. And I'm like, no, I definitely saw a tail. Like I was sure I saw a tail, and I'm terrified. Any rodent, I'm like, no.
I freaked out
terrified.
too.
Terrified.
I've already had a mouse rat situation in India.
Yeah, no.
So I was just like, oh hell nah. What?
Yeah, but it kind of blew over at first.
Yeah, they just kind of like blew it over, and then she left. After that, she was like, nope, I'm gonna go back to my
upper bunk
where
away from the ground.
Rats can't come to me. And I stayed over there. I was just like talking to the guys, and I was having a good time with them. And then I saw it, and I am dramatic, and I was like, and they are looking at me like they're like laughing, like there's no mouse, no, it's fine, like I'm like, no,
there's
like
a freaking mouse.
There's a mouse on this train. And then I remembered one of my friends had like left a message like on Facebook saying like, beware of
the mice. She comes up to me and I'm like, yeah, I know there's a mouse, I saw it. She starts freaking out. She's like, and I'm on the bottom bunk. That mouse is gonna come into my bed.
I'm freaking out like every 5 minutes. Like as soon as my blanket like does twist or something, I'm thinking it's a mouse. I'm just like, I'm traumatized from actually
previous experience
laying in a bed with a mouse inside of a bed. So no. Even when we were on a tuk-tuk, right?
On a tuk-tuk, and what was it, the curtain that blows your robe or something,
like at the
blows
bottom.
on her ankle.
And I'm like, oh my god, there's a mouse.
Now she's traumatized for sure. Next mouse, that mouse is going down.
I don't play around with mice. No, that's like a deal breaker. Yeah. But we made it through the experience. It was worth it. I highly recommend taking a train to India. Maybe not 48 hours.
Unless you want to go for the full experience.
But I'm very glad that I had that experience. I mean, because I feel like traveling here in India is all about the experiences. You have no idea what the plan is, but you know it's going to be full of life, full of something different. And I just feel like in the Western world, like where we're from, the Americas, it's like we go through the motions. You're doing the same thing, you're working, you're coming home, and you're going grocery shopping. It's just kind of like so redundant, and it's been nice to have a break from that and just really like live and experience life differently. And India is freaking exciting.
It is. It doesn't matter where you go or what you do. There's so much contrast, there's so much to see, so many different people. There's every place you turn, there's something else that sparks an interest, or something else that makes you appreciate your life more, or something, anything. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. Did we say how we met?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we met in Goa at a hostel. Dream Hostel, shout out to Dream Hostel in Vagator, Goa. Ravi and
the whole crew, honestly, such an amazing experience. Both of us ended up spending
weeks there.
4 weeks there almost.
Honestly, out of all my hostel experiences, that has been my favorite. It was just for
the hospitality, the comfort, feeling like home. Everyone just like communicating and actually being a part, even though there's obviously like Ravi who owns the place, and like everyone was just all there as a family, really.
Yeah, you felt like you're part of the family. You felt
like you're
just home. Like when you came home, they were like, hey, welcome back. When you're leaving, hey, have a good time. Like it was just
constant,
nice to feel seen and appreciated. And I feel like that's rare, because there was a hostel up the street that was really nice, posh, kind of cool. Had a pool,
a
it had a bar,
whatever.
cafe. It was really nice, but it really lacked that. And I think for me, like for both of us, our personalities, like we like to really connect versus like, you know, I don't know.
We aren't there to party. We aren't there to, you know, it's just nice to go to a place that feels comfortable, it feels like home, and we don't always have to be around people. It's kind of nice to have our own time too and not feel like almost guilty for having your own time. Whereas at Dreams, you can feel guilty.
It also felt like a break from traveling, but also a break from like travelers. At the Dream hostel versus the other hostel was a bunch of travelers, so you got the same questions all the time, and like people wanting to, you know, go out, drink, party, and it's like that's not even why I'm here. So I mean, I'm glad that I had the experience staying at the other hostel, but I really appreciate having stayed in, I mean, I've been in India for almost 3 months now, and that was my favorite hostel
experience for sure.
Yeah, it was great. So.
And it was cool too because a lot of the other people that were staying there were also long term, so you got to know everyone, and like everyone just became really close, and it didn't matter if you're a drinker, partier, smoker, whatever. Everyone just kind of
because people were definitely still partying at
for
that hostel,
but it wasn't like you have to come party with us, you have to do this, you have to do that. Everyone was just kind of,
you can do your own thing.
Do your own thing, yeah, totally.
But I think the big thing was, I think the people and just how I think how he set things up, like the energy that he put out there, it's like you felt that, and it was just genuine. And it's
good
like
experience.
I don't know, I think that is important in business, and especially in hospitality and this type of things when you're dealing with travelers and when people are away from home. It's like
people want to feel comfortable.
Yeah, you want to have that. I mean, that's why I end up just every day I was like, I'm gonna stay another day. Yeah, I'm gonna stay like extending like not
I think we
wanting
both
to
only
leave.
plan on staying like 1 or 2 nights at first, maybe a week at first, and we both extended it for almost a month.
Yeah, so that was nice. But so we met there, and then somehow she convinced me to take this long ass train to Delhi.
Yeah, we just got talking, and like I think because I was talking to Ravi and just saying that I was going to Kochi, but I also wanted to go on another train, and he's like, you could do the train from Kochi to Delhi, like it is long, but if you want to experience the true authentic India, take the train. And I was like, I thought about it first, and I thought that's crazy to do a train that long, but then after he said it a second time, I was like, yeah, I really want to do this train and experience it and see that whole side of India, and go through all the different states and see, you know, you just see so much. And so after the second conversation, he pretty much convinced me to do it, and
then
somehow I convinced her.
Half of the time I'm not paying attention. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, we're both going to Kochi, but we went separately, like we had our own different agendas, but I was like, yeah, I need to get back to Delhi, I could do that.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until one of like my guy friends was like, you know, that's a 44-hour train, like you could have just taken a 3-hour flight. And I was like, what? I was literally like,
44
what do you
hours?
mean 44 hours? She's like, I told you that. I was like, no. And I was like having so much anxiety. I was like, there's no way I can be on the train, the bathrooms, but
we made it.
It worked out. It was good.
It was fun. We bonded with people. It was
and we had some fun. We had fun in Kochi too. Like,
the last day. Yeah.
What did we do? Oh, and then did we have fun? Because I had a nice experience in Kochi, but or in Alleppey and all that stuff.
Yeah, no. We met up with a guy that she saw, and she met in Hampi, like randomly we saw him there.
And we did have a good time. We went to dinner, and it was just fun.
Just to bond and like connect with other people.
And then coming back to Delhi, and now we're here, and she's leaving tomorrow. It's been nice I feel like I've made some
pretty good connections this
deep
trip.
Connections, for sure. Not even like
it just accumulates over time.
It just happens. When you are connected with like-minded people and good people, good-hearted people. I feel like I met a lot of great, good-hearted people so far. Yeah, and she literally been like taking care of me. Like, I'm a mess, and we're like,
it's great.
She's
honestly,
been like a really like. I've been like an emotional wreck, and she's been like a great friend and support system. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah,
but it's amazing how you meet people and then you just have good connections. And even, I mean, we've known each other for a month, but it definitely feels like we've known each other for longer.
Well, yeah,
for sure.
we've been through a lot.
We've been through a lot.
I mean, I feel like I've been through more stuff with you than like my friends back home. Like, we don't have those type of experiences, and like those type of things bond people.
Totally.
And wherever we go in our lives, even if we never ever see each other again, we'll always have like
That
India,
connection.
like that train ride, like all the things that we experienced. Like
Just those memories,
these will be
really.
stories, like these will be the highlights of trips like this that you remember, crazy stuff like that. So I mean, I think that's the cool thing about solo traveling. It's like
It gives you the freedom to meet people. You're never alone.
you're never alone.
Really alone.
You're never alone, and you people come along your path and then you part ways, but you'll always have those memories with people. And you know, some people you won't remember, but I think the people who stand out that are remarkable, it's like they become a
part of you. Yeah, you remember. So
yeah, this has been fun.
yeah.
And maybe we'll meet up somewhere else and do another. I guess this is like a story time.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's how we met.
Yeah.
And yeah,
This is actually really fun. I like it.
I know. So yeah, that was our little story of how we met, our train ride, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. High five. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.